Hey, so what is going on, everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and today I'm going to be bringing you my very first next generation or 8th generation, current generation Xbox One fixing tutorial. So first time I've done this on any of the 8th generation systems, but I'm going to be showing you all how you all can fix the E305 error code on the Xbox One. I got a hold of an Xbox One that had the E305 code, and I decided to check it out now. This is actually pretty easy to do. It just requires, some bandwidth, some time, some patience, and some understanding. Now, I am going to say this fix worked for me. Your fix might deviate a little bit and you might not be able to fix it on your own. However, this fix worked for me. I now have this Xbox One up and running. So this is what you need to do. First off, you're going to need an active and reliable internet connection. Second, you're going to need a flash drive. And third, I highly recommend doing this on a Windows-based computer. But the flash drive is also going to need at least 2 gigabytes of space. I'd recommend just double that to a minimum 4 gigabyte flash drive. And then you're going to go ahead and just pop it into your computer here. So first thing, what we need to do is you need to go to this link right here, which is down below in the description. This is for the offline system update diagnostic tool, otherwise known as the emergency offline update for Xbox One. Now, most of the time, the E305 error code is normally from a update failure or just the system OS on the console itself has gotten purged, or it's not even purged, but it's gotten corrupted somehow. It happens. Now this is what you want to do. First off, you want to go over to your flash drive, and as you can see, I have mine right here. This one was already set up, but you want to go ahead, right click on the flash drive, go to format, and this is very important. You want to format it as NTFS. It's probably going to be FAT32 by default, but you need to format it as NTFS. Just go ahead, do the default allocation size, call it whatever you want, do a quick format, and I am going to warn you all that this will, in case you don't know, this will delete everything on your flash drive. So if you have anything you need on this flash drive, format it now. I don't need anything on here, so I'm just going to go ahead, hit start, hit OK, and the flash drive should be formatted here within the next few seconds. Once that's done, as you can see right here, you're going to go ahead, come to this page, which you should have open. It's going to have the instructions right here on how to do everything, and there's going to be 3 files you can download. Now, OSUDT1 is if you have, let's see, that's not even... Yeah, I think that might be the launch one, or 1307, so that one is a different type of system update. I believe that's just the day 1 system update. If you have any other system update, you need OSUDT2, and there's also this restore factory defaults setting right here. Now, each of these files is 2 gigabytes in size. This one right here is about 25 megabytes. If you have the bandwidth and the space, I would recommend downloading all 3 to have these on hand. I myself even used 3 flash drives just so I had everything on hand and I was able to switch out and know what I was doing. However, for this, we're just going to download one right here. So you could also download one at a time if you want to. I'd recommend starting with the restore factory defaults first because it is the smallest one. So all you need to do is click this green text and then it will ask you where you want to save it. Now, as you can see, it gives you a factory reset.zip file. You just go ahead, hit save, and let it download over to your computer, and it is just about 21 megabytes. Just do the exact same thing for the OSUDT1 and OSUDT2 files if you so desire to. But from here on out, the steps are going to be the same, just with different files. Now, once you have your file downloaded, what you need to do is go ahead and extract your zip file. If you have pretty much any modern operating system, this should be easy enough to do. Also, just download WinRAR if for some reason you can't. But you just want to go ahead, right-click, I'm going to extract it here, and inside of this folder, you're going to have one folder, unless you just extract it directly, but you're going to have a folder called Cache System Update. You just want to do right-click, copy, go to your flash drive, and just paste it into the flash drive. That's all you want to do, and it's going to copy over there with ease. Now, once you have that all set up, you just want to go ahead and safely eject your flash drive. There's just one file there, so right-click, eject it, and take your flash drive over to your Xbox One. Again, if you're doing this with OSUDT 1 or 2, it's going to be the exact same process except with those files. Now, this next step is extremely important, and just to save you all some pain or to save people from yelling at me in the comment section on this, I will say using the default system settings reset file will reset your Xbox One completely to factory settings. That means any data you have on your hard drive is going to be gone. Your profiles, games, saves, anything like that is going to be gone. So make sure if you can back that up to have it all backed up, make sure it's all synced up online, make sure you're okay with that. With the OSUDT 1 and 2 files, I don't know for sure, but I'm just going to say at least for the setting defaults reset file, it will completely wipe everything on your Xbox One. For the other two, you might as well assume the same thing. If they don't wipe files, that's great, but if they do, you have been warned. Now that you're armed with your flash drive, what you want to do is go over to where your Xbox One is and hook it up to the power and HDMI. Do not hook it up to your network, and do not hook up your Connect to it or any other peripherals. The only things you want hooked up into it are your power and your HDMI to your TV. Now, in order to do this properly, you need to first put your flash drive in the Xbox One while it is off, and then you need to hold down the sync button on the side of the Xbox, the disk eject button, and then while holding those two down, you want to tap the power on button. You're going to hear the power on chime, and then after that, you're going to listen to two more sounds. If you hear those two sounds, after you hear the second one that comes up, you want to release the two buttons that you've been holding down. If those two sounds don't come up or your Xbox One does not power on while doing this, it could mean that your flash drive has been formatted improperly. So make sure you're using a good flash drive, or your flash drive is not formatted in another format. Now at that point, you want to sit back and let the Xbox One do its thing. Depending on the error, sometimes this could actually evolve into another error, where in that case, you might want to try out the other files such as OSUDT 1 or 2 on the system itself. If you're not getting those two chimes, or you're only getting one chime, or you're getting a high-pitched chime and a low-pitched one, or there's any other issues going on, like for example, your system is not powering on, that could mean that your flash drive is not formatted to NTFS, your flash drive could be faulty, you're not using the right file that your Xbox One needs at that moment in time, or any other variants of those issues. So what you normally want to do is you want to make sure your formatting is proper, you want to make sure that you try all of the files, and even if you need to, you could use another flash drive if you think yours is kind of dodgy. Now, assuming this procedure was successful, congratulations, your Xbox One should now be successfully reset, and you should not have an error when booting it up. If you see a controller like this on screen, that means that you've done everything correctly so far. So what you want to do is unplug your flash drive, go ahead, plug in a controller or sync up a controller, and go through the initial setup right here. You can also go ahead and reconnect to your internet connection, whether it be wired or wireless at this point, as you will need to apply an update to the system. Now, if you're getting an error during the setup itself, it could be your internet connection. I was actually having an issue because of my firewall with the way my connection is set up here. So what I did was I actually tried the other two files. When I tried OSUDT1, it ended up giving me a screen like this, and then it gave me an E101 code. Now, what happened when I tried the OSUDT2 update file, it actually went through and applied the update to the system itself successfully and was able to get me back into the initial setup. However, I still had an issue connecting to my network. Therefore, I figured out that it was a network issue on my end and not a console issue on the Xbox One itself. After I figured out the network issue on my end, I was able to go ahead, install the latest update from Xbox Live, and I was set back up with the Xbox One again. So if this worked for you, congratulations, you now have your Xbox One up and running again. So that is how I fixed up, specifically how I fixed up the E305 error code. Hopefully this works for many others. However, unfortunately, there might be some other people that this still does not work for. So go ahead and try this out if you can. All you need is a flash drive, an internet connection, and you don't have to open up your Xbox One or anything like that. So if this helped you out, I am really happy this was able to help you out. Let me know down below in the comments if you were able to resolve it or if you weren't, because I'd like to see what people are able to gather from this. And plus, if you have issues or solutions, you'll be able to help out other people. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone.